Hello.
Hello.
Recently, we posted a video of us going to try and see the Barbie movie that was a little popular on social media. But if there was one thing that this video showed us that the comment section were unanimous about, other than hundreds of thousands of people calling us emos, was that we need Goth Barbie dolls. And I know we already have Monster High dolls, but someone in the comment section even said, they're monsters, okay? They're not goths. We just need goths. We want Goth Barbie dolls.
So we decided to give it a go and make our own.
Yes, we decided to take this monumental task on ourselves by taking an old Draculaura doll as a base model for Lynn and an old, technically not Ken doll. I think his name was Blaine. He's not even Alan. I don't know who Blaine is. But let's just call him a Ken doll. An old Ken doll, and set ourselves the challenge of turning those dolls into us. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to point out that there are very, very many talented doll artists and doll customizers on YouTube and various other social medias. And we are not one of those, okay? We're giving it our best shot. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no clue what I was doing, like, at all, okay? So try my best here. So with all that being said, here's the process of how we made Barbie dolls, and technically a Monster High doll, into us.
So first of all, I took my black eyeshadow and I patted it all over her hair. This is a trick that I learned when colouring my own wigs. Surprisingly, this works every time. I'm shocked. It works, and if you put hairspray over it, it does not come off. It's a really cool trick. I'm just patting it on and hoping for the best. You'll see later that this was a waste of my time. So then I started to clean up the bits on her head because the eyeshadow got all over her, but that's okay because it's eyeshadow, so it comes off easy. Then I used nail varnish remover to get rid of her eyebrows because I have no eyebrows, so now she has no eyebrows. She is me. I am her. Bye bye. She already looks like me just from the no eyebrows. Bye brows, Conor said. So then I realised that she has no full fringe, which is very rare for Draculaura. I don't know why I chose one that didn't already have a full fringe. I like making things hard for myself apparently. So I started to take the fringe down and cut it up, even though it was covered in gross glue, as some Monster High dolls have lots of glue on their hair. So then I said, screw that, I'm just going to start putting on my foundation. So I literally used my own foundation and started patting it all over with a beauty blender. This was not great. It was getting everywhere. It was not staying on her face. I do not recommend you do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Then I was cleaning it up off her eyes, realising that it's literally just coming straight off, so I went over it again. Then I got a picture of myself out to see how I did my makeup because I never remember. Then I started to do her lipstick with eyeliner, and I tried to mimic the Cradle of Filth look that I have going on here. And then I started doing her winged eyeliner, just using my regular eyeliner, just a cheap like €2 shop Dollar Tree type of eyeliner. It surprisingly was okay. It worked well. It was pretty easy. It wasn't too hard to do. Thankfully it's a messy look. Then I realised I don't want her to have colourful eyes. I want her to have black eyes. So I coloured her eyes in black with the eyeliner. I don't know if this was a good choice by me, but there was no way I was colouring her eyes in blue. I'm way too lazy for that. Then, you might not know it, but under my fringe, I do have cross eyebrows. You don't know it, but I know it, so now she has them. Then I figured out that it was really hard to actually do her other eye. So I was like, I don't know what angle to do this on. I haven't done other people's makeup in ages, and I'm like, how do I do the other eye? So I said, screw it, and then I went back to the other eye. I was like putting her upside down and any way possible. I didn't know what I was doing. I really struggled with this other eye. I just didn't know how to do her other eye. I don't know why I struggled so hard. And then I messed up her eyebrow and had to clean it up, which got black absolutely everywhere, and that's when I started to lose hope for this, and I was like, oh, this is so I tried to like push her fringe down, being like, it's okay, the fringe will cover it up. Why am I bothering with eyebrows? I'm an idiot. So I try again for the 100th time, and I say, you know what, that'll do, even though it's not perfect. And then I bite the bullet and I just say, I'm gonna try and do the other eye. Screw it, I can't push this back for any longer. After that, then I went over the makeup with clear nail varnish, and it was really satisfying to see. I unfortunately didn't record it. It looks really nice, but the thing is, I should have only put it on the eyeballs and not the makeup, because it just makes it really glossy and hard to see with the lighting and everything. Then I said, hey, her hair is covered in glue. We're gonna need to wash it. You know, all that hair dye we did with the eyeshadow, well, that's about to get washed out now, but at least she'll be clean. So we washed her hair in the sink using shampoo and conditioner, just our shampoo and conditioner, and then we put her head in boiling hot water. Not her head, sorry, just her hair. Then we blow dried our hair, and surprisingly it actually worked, and the glue all came out of her hair and it looked a lot nicer and more like my hair, and it was easier to brush out. Then I started to make her fishnet outfit. So I started to try and glue fishnets together to make a top, I guess, for her, or a bodycon type of thing, because I'm wearing like a fishnet t-shirt thing. So I'm like, okay, I'll glue it together. I'll be real lazy. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like 0%. 0%. I'm just throwing things together and hoping for the best here. Then I'm reading about the fabric glue because I'm like, this isn't working. It said you have to wait a half an hour or something for it to dry. And I said, hell to no. I said, no way, I'm not doing it. So I said, I'm just going to make this work and push down on it and rub my hand on it to give it heat and hope that that works. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go do the other one. Maybe just glue it to her arm. I'm trying to figure out a way around this. I start cutting up tiny strips, not even measuring her arm out or anything, just eyeballing it and hoping for the best because it's fishnet. It's gonna stretch, so I thought, you know, it'll be fine. So now I decided to use an old wrist cuff that I had. I lost the other one, so I decided that kind of looked like the skirt I was wearing, so I literally just took that and wrapped it around her. Now I'm trying to put on her fishnet top that goes on the underneath. Then I cut up this old PVC hat that I have, and I used that to make the PVC corset that I wore in the video. I then sewed it onto the back of me, and I don't know how to sew, and we didn't have the right colour thread, so that's a big mess and I don't know what I'm doing anyway. Then I made a pancake, but I forgot that I made a pancake because I was too invested in making her fishnet sleeves. And then I finally ate my pancake. It was cold. I probably shouldn't have forgot about it. So then I started to make her a choker. I cut out some more from the PVC hat that you seen earlier, then fabric glued. Actually no, I eyelash glued the spikes. And then I stole Connor's cross earring and used it as a necklace for her because I didn't have a necklace that suited the one I was wearing. So sorry Connor, you can have that back when we're done. Then I stole some shoes from a different Draculaura doll that I had, and I paint them black with nail varnish because they didn't look black enough for me.
When I finally sat down to start making my doll, I realised that I had been completely screwed. With Lynn starting from a Draculaura doll, considering Draculaura already kind of looks like her, is quite pale and already has basically black hair, and yet I was stuck here with this absolute chad-bodied, blonde-haired, tanned doll to work with. So the first thing that I started doing was cutting his hair. I wanted to give him a similar haircut to me, where it's got short sides and long on the top, and obviously the little ear tails. This proved to be a very, very difficult process because doll hair is an absolute pain in the ass to get out. Also at the start I realised that I was cutting it directly onto the blanket, which was also going to be a nightmare to clean up, so I put some paper underneath them. So I essentially just start hacking at him with a scissors, trying to get rid of as much hair as possible, but because it's all deposited in little clumps in holes in his head, I was ending up with sections that just had like random tiny hairs sticking out of them. I eventually decided to start taking a tweezers to it and pulling the hairs out sort of one by one, but I still had these tiny short clumps of hair all around his head that I couldn't quite grip with the tweezers, and that the scissors wasn't doing a particularly good job of getting rid of. So I decided to do the only thing I could think of, which was to take a razor and physically shave his head. This surprisingly worked out very well, apart from the minor head injuries I gave him, but I was going to end up going over his skin tone on his head anyway, so it didn't bother me too much. Now that I'd finally drawn some pants on my Ken doll to preserve his modesty, I decided to start turning his hair black. When I started out using eyeshadow similar to what Lynn did with her Draculaura doll, but it was still not giving me the right kind of black texture that I wanted for his hair, probably because his hair was so light. It ended up giving him this kind of silvery looking hair. So I just went in with a Sharpie marker and literally coloured in his hair with a marker, including the hairline around his head to make it look like he had the short buzzed look around his head like I did. This was surprisingly messy, very difficult. I had so much marker all over me. I drew all over his head accidentally accidentally, but it worked out in the end, and he ended up with incredibly black looking hair, like way blacker than it looked with the eyeshadow. So I think I made the right choice. During the process of colouring in his hair, I unfortunately also managed to draw on his forehead with the marker somehow, so he looks incredibly dirty. So I tried to clean him off using makeup remover. It got rid of most of it, but the marker marks were just too strong for the makeup remover to get rid of. So I decided to try use nail varnish remover to get rid of it, and it worked out pretty well, with the unfortunate side effect of me accidentally taking off his eyebrows. Now I was going to go over his eyebrows in black anyway, but his eyebrow shape was pretty similar to mine, and I was hoping to kind of just go over them and follow them. Now I have to completely redraw eyebrows on this damn doll, and also despite the use of nail varnish remover, he ended up with this blue looking forehead that I just couldn't get rid of and was hoping that foundation would cover. So it was time to pale my boy up. I used white Snazaroo and essentially just covered his entire body in it. It looks like he took a bath in SPF 50 sun cream. I also tried to pat him down with some foundation, but no matter what, I could never get the texture right on this doll. So I just kept slathering layers of Snazaroo on him in the hope that it would work out in the end. Once I had him completely covered in Snazaroo, I tried to use a beauty blender to kind of even out the texture along his skin. While I had the Sharpie marker at hand, I decided to paint in his fingernails so that he matched me and my little black fingernail tips, and that was when I also decided to start trying to black out his neck. I was originally going to try to do this with eyeshadow, but I realized that the Sharpie marker worked pretty well on him and gave a very black texture, so I just used that as well. This was the point when I decided to try make some pants for this doll. So I took a pair of old jeans I had and mapped out the shape of his legs and cut out two perfectly even pieces of denim in the hope that I could just glue them together and slide this doll into it. Unfortunately, fabric glue is not easy to work with, incredibly messy. I should have been wearing gloves. I got it absolutely everywhere. Everything was sticking to my fingers. I had glue and little pieces of denim and just eyeshadow all over me afterwards, and in the end these pants ended up not working out because I don't know how to make pants for dolls. I didn't measure things properly. What is a seam allowance? The glue all fell apart immediately after putting it on him, and the pants didn't fit him in the end anyway. So at this point I decided, screw this, I hate this stupid doll, I'm not doing this anymore, and gave up for the day. For his t-shirt, I took the t-shirt that came with this doll and decided to colour it in again with a Sharpie marker. This doll was brought to you by Sharpie, apparently. This was a very time consuming process, so I'm not going to make you watch through the whole thing of me colour it in, but I essentially just took his shirt and coloured it in with a marker. Lynn recommended I paint it, which I said, that seems like a lot of effort, and it looked fine once I had finished colouring it in with the marker, as you can see here. So I moved on to making some jewellery for him. I had to make him a little cross rosary necklace. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time or energy or effort to sit there and hand bead a little rosary necklace, so I used an old chain that I had and took one of my cross earrings to use as the pendant on it. This was way more difficult than anticipated. I always have to reattach jewellery and earrings and things like that, and I thought it would be way easier than this, but the clasp on this was just so small and it was so difficult to get it to work. It took so very long. I had to use this tiny little like sewing pin to stick in between the holes to make sure I could fit everything together, but in the end I finally managed to get it all connected and had a cute little cross necklace for him. Now you can see I am painting the t-shirt that I coloured in with the marker for the doll. Lynn was right, painting was way easier and it provided a much darker texture. I changed my mind about the marker on the top after I put my doll's top beside Lynn's doll and realised that mine did not look nearly as black as hers did. Her clothes were just way darker. Mine had more of an acid wash texture from the marker, so I went over it with this black paint, literally just slathered it all over and painted it on. Here is the pants that Lynn so gracefully made for me. I couldn't handle it anymore. I just did not know how to do it, so thankfully she managed to make this pair of ripped denim jeans for me, which look absolutely amazing. We nearly have his clothes done. At this point I also cried for Lynn to please help me again and to do the fishnet sleeves on my doll because I have no idea how to sew. I literally can't do anything. So Lynn took some pieces of fishnet tights and cut them out to the size for the doll and sewed them onto his outfit for me. Now I have to make some big stompy goth boots for my doll. What I did was take these two pieces of the sponge that you get inside jewellery cases, cut them to the shape of his feet and essentially just wrap them in electrical tape to give that PVC stompy boot look. So the sponge acted as like the platform heel underneath it, and then I just wrapped electrical tape around his feet until they looked like big stompy goth boots. So his clothes were done. It was finally time to get onto the makeup, the part I was dreading the most. most, because I can barely put makeup on my own face, never mind on a doll's face. I pretty much used liquid eyeliner for this entire look, and I used this tiny little detail brush that I borrowed from Lynn and just dipped it into the liquid eyeliner and then followed along with the makeup that I did for the Barbie short. This proved a little bit easier than I anticipated. It came out way better than I thought it would. It is not exactly perfect. It is really difficult to do makeup on a doll's face this tiny. Once I was finished using the detail brush to get the shape, I just used a regular blending brush to blend out some of the edges, and now he was basically done. That was the process of us transforming our dolls into mini versions of us. So now that we've put the finishing touches on, are you ready for the reveal? Are you ready to see them? Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Introducing the brand new dolls from Mattel, Goth Barbie and her miserable man friend, Goth Ken. Goth Barbie comes with her very own coffin case. Get back in there, you spooky little bit. Now, all ready for bed. Goth Barbie is patchouli scented and comes with removable fishnet arms, oversized spiky choker, and oh god, why is she looking at me like that? I feel like she's looking right into my soul. Goth Ken is clove scented and comes with appropriated religious jewelry, one of the worst haircuts you've ever seen, and obligatory stompy goth boots. Please help me, when will my suffering end? Take your dolls to the beach, but don't forget their sun cream, because goths can only last outside for 20 seconds before they burst into flames. These dolls are perfect for graveyard photo shoots that they consider to be artsy or romantic, but realistically are just wholly inappropriate. We left these dolls alone in a room for a while and came back to whatever the hell this is. Wait a minute, who is that? I have never seen him before. What are they doing? Does anybody else hear that chanting? I'm getting a headache. Starting to feel pretty weird. Goth Barbie, available now. Please buy them. Please, they're creeping us out. So, how did we do? What do you guys think of our new looks?
Yeah, what do you think? Am I pretty?
Honey, you look beautiful as always. Okay, now this is getting weird. I'm out of here. Ah! So, what do you guys think? These are our finished products. I am actually kind of impressed with how mine came out. All things considered. He's a little terrible, but I mean, he's pretty close to me right now. Yours obviously looks amazing. It does look so much like you. It's actually kind of creepy. Yeah, you better not start carrying this thing around the house and using it to speak to me.
I don't speak now, only the doll does.
Only the doll speaks. You did an amazing job with your doll and all your help of mine. She made the pants for this doll and sewed the fishnets on for me because I am pretty useless. His hair is pretty close to mine. He's even got the little bits. His makeup is pretty accurate to my makeup. I thought he was going to be way more terrible than he actually is. So let us know in the comment section down below how you think we did. Bear in mind, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I don't know what I would have done without your help. Yours is
I don't
amazing.
know what I done anyway, but I did something, you know, they exist now, so there's that.
I still can't get over how perfect yours is. Like, to your outfit and everything, the makeup. Great. I have to deal with this for weeks.
We're gonna bring them to Mariluna with us.
These are gonna be how we do videos from now on. I'm never putting on makeup again. Only the doll. Hello and welcome back to the Dark Artist series. Today I am joined by Kawaii Batfangs.
Hi.
So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section down below whose doll you think looks more like them. And as always, thank you so much to our patrons for helping support the channel and helping us continue to make videos like this. If you want to help support the channel on Patreon, the link is in the description down below. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing as it helps us out so much. And if you like the video, please do leave a like. And until next time, see you in your nightmares.